Hello and welcome to Kent Tonight on KMTV. I'm Josie Hannett. Coming up in the programme. Guilty, mum sent to prison for killing her baby. Kent police tackle cybercrime. And decision time, Faversham ready for referendum. But first this evening, a mum from Dover has been sentenced today for killing her 2-year-old baby girl after the toddler drank methadone. A jury convicted her of manslaughter by gross negligence after deliberating for more than 10 hours. Mother of 5, Lucy King's been found guilty of the manslaughter of her 2-year-old child, who died after drinking a heroin substitute she left behind the TV. She'll now be behind bars for the next 3.5 years. The 39-year-old previously had issues with heroin addiction in the past, so she'd been prescribed methadone for a number of years. But the dose taken by her daughter was in fact given to her illegally by a friend. Normally she'd have to go to Boots Chemist to take it under supervision, but by the time the weekend turned, she hadn't picked up her prescription in time. Now, what was challenged in court was the fact that despite knowing that her daughter had taken the substance, it took her 2.5 hours to get any help. Tributes were left outside the house where the toddler took the substance. She later died at the William Harvey Hospital in Ashford after her mother eventually called for help. This is Josie Hannett at Maidstone Crown Court for KMTV. A man's been sent to prison for life after admitting 21 charges of sex attacks on children. Shaun Sharpe, who used to live in Lydd, carried out at least 130 different incidents of rape or sexual abuse going back more than 10 years. Sharpe was told he would have to serve at least 10.5 years before he would even be considered for release. Footage has emerged of a car bursting into flames after being set alight by arsonists. The video was taken by teenager Clayton Laidlaw, who was eating his dinner when he saw a bright light outside his home in Chatham. Fuel that had leaked from the Peugeot 306 caught on fire and could be seen inching along the street. The incident is being treated as suspicious and police are investigating. 2 people previously arrested by police investigating a dog attack which left a toddler seriously injured have been questioned again. Just a warning, you may find the follow image disturbing. This was the dog which mauled Victoria Rezanova when she played in the park with her older sister in Chatham. Officers said a man who was originally detained for questioning was further arrested yesterday for supplying cannabis. He's since been released. A teenager who was initially arrested on the day of the dog attack was detained on suspicion of offences under the Dangerous Dog Act. They've also been released pending further inquiries. Kent Police have created a new unit to help crack down on cybercrime. The team of specially trained detectives will track criminals who use the internet to commit crimes such as fraud. Mina Sabet has more.
To tackle the growing threat of cybercriminality, Kent Police has launched a new cybercrime unit. Nowadays, most people consider their phone and computer as their best ally, but those devices can also allow cyber criminals to attack them by catfishing or harvesting banking details. Last year, more than 3,000 people across the county became victims of cyber crimes.
Everybody who owns a digital device can be targeted by cyber criminals, and it's whoever clicks on the link could become a victim.
The new unit is made up of specially trained detectives. They will investigate digital crimes, make arrests and seize equipment. They will also keep up to date with the latest threats, viruses and scams. The unit leader has recommendations on how to stay safe online.
Ensure you've got strong passwords. A sentence made up of 3 words is much better. Make sure you've got a mixture of capitals and numbers within those passwords. Ensure you update your devices when advised to do so by the companies.
Suspicious emails are one of the most common forms of cybercrime, so never click on any link if you don't recognize the sender and delete them right away. Mina Sabet in Maidstone for KMTV.
With 3 major high street banks planning closures around Kent in the next year, what impact will this have on businesses? Here's Bernie Botto.
In the past 2 years, more than 1,000 high street bank branches have been shut down because more and more people are banking online. Lloyd's, HSBC, and NatWest are all planning to close some of their locations across Kent this year. In Rochester, small businesses are the ones being affected by the bank closures. NatWest is one of just 2 banks left on the high street and will close their branch this summer, meaning that business owners will no longer be able to bank in person. But that might not be such a bad thing. Baju Patel is the owner of Cupcake Avenue, a cake decoration shop. He does part of his business's banking with NatWest, but he doesn't think the closure will be too much of an issue. He can still deposit cash at the post office and easily move his banking online. In fact, he thinks the closure may even stimulate local business.
It just makes it easier to be online. It's the way forward. I won't have to close my shop and go down there, so probably a good thing for me overall. If the bank closes, a new business will go in there that will benefit the high street. When the HSBC closed, it probably annoyed a few people, but we've adapted and we changed, so I think it will be a short-term thing. As I said, a business will go in there and it will be better for the high street. We have to look forward, right?
Other business owners argue that bank closures will affect business. If tourists have nowhere to exchange money, then they're less likely to spend it. Some have fought to keep the bank open, but whatever happens, business owners will have to adapt. Bernie Botto, KMTV.
And finally, a neighbourhood plan for Faversham Creek will be put to a referendum next week. They're controversial plans and it seems the public are split on what to do. Will James went to Faversham to find out more.
The future of this historic part of Faversham will be determined in a referendum on whether or not to adopt a new neighbourhood plan. The plan will affect what kinds of development are allowed along the creek, but some people fear that means out-of-place residential building. However, even groups like the Faversham Creek Trust that once opposed the idea have reconsidered after changes were made to the plan.
After the original plan was written, the barrister Timothy Jones came, and fortunately in many cases he actually agreed with us, and so he required various changes to be made to the plan, which is why we can now support it.
A yes vote in the referendum will also mean a £200,000 investment from Swale Borough Council to construct a new swing bridge, something which the Creek Trust has campaigned for strongly, raising £125,000 to put towards it. The new swing bridge would allow better access for boats to come in and out of the basin, bringing tourism with them. If Faversham residents vote yes in next week's referendum, this area behind me, known as the Creek Basin, could be turned into an attractive tourist destination where boats can moor up. Swale Borough Councillor Mike Henderson believes the plan will have a positive impact on the creek area if it goes ahead.
We have a good neighbourhood plan now. It'll protect us against unfettered development. We'll get our new bridge. We'll retain a lot of the history and culture of the creek. And we have a real chance, particularly with opening up the creek basin at the top, to focus Faversham around its creek.
There are almost 15,000 people in Faversham who are eligible to vote next week, and on the same day as Kent County Council elections, turnout is expected to be high. Will James in Faversham for KMTV.
And before we go, here's Laura with the weather.
It will be another chilly night across the county, with temperatures dipping to 6 and 7 degrees. Tomorrow morning it won't get that much warmer, but there will be sunny spells across the county and clear skies in Folkestone. For the afternoon, temperatures will climb up to 10 and 11 degrees, but the sun will move on, leaving cloud cover all around.
Good night.